Hey guys, Stephen from Heresy Academy here. So for this series, as you may have seen from the title, we're going to make a fruit stall idle clicker game. And for those who don't know idle clickers, if you imagine cookie clicker games like that, we're going to make a sort of game like that where obviously you've got to keep clicking on, well, you can click on anything, it'll gather up some coins or what the item would be, like the cookies, you keep clicking to gather cookies. You'll get some upgrades that will give you more clicks or more items per click, and then also upgrades that will give you automatic clicks, so like clicks per second, stuff like that. And I'm basing it off a version of this game that I made in Game Maker. I've not finished it, but I'm just going to open it up now. I think there is some music to it, so I might have to turn that down a bit too anyway. That should be alright, not too loud. So yeah, this is what I've got so far in Game Maker. For this version, you click on your farmer, you gather up some coins. I need to rework the maths a bit so it works a bit better. So far, you get one per click. The sign pops up, so I'm going to put some instruction into it later on. Now I get 7.67, so you see the maths is a bit random. Well, not random, but a bit weird. Keep on going. Upgrade a bit more, 16. So it sort of kind of doubles it a bit, perhaps a bit double. I don't know. I can't remember what the maths was. It's been a few weeks since I did it. And then I get up to about 1,000 and I can buy some cherries, and then it automatically does it. I think this one's like 10,000, 100,000, a million, 10 million or something. I can't remember what the values were. But so we're going to make a version of this, not making it exactly the same. We'll basically have this sort of as the background. Still sort of have per click and auto clicks, but using the UI part of Unity and creating loads of buttons. So as you can see as well, you click on the farmer, it generates the coin, pops out. You click on your fresh fruits, it gives you the cursor icons that pop out. And if we can show you the cherries again, so I can go back up to them, I don't know what price it'll be, 1,500. And then watch the cherries, some cherries pop out. So using some sort of particle effect. I don't actually think it was a particle system in Game Maker, it was actually just spawning items. But yeah, so this is what I'm going to make a single game of. I can close this off now. So that's like a bit of an introduction to what we're going to make, and rather than do an introduction video and a setting up video, this will be the setting up as well. So this is a new scene, a new Unity project. I've not changed anything yet, I've just loaded a new one. So this is set to the horizontal 2.0, which is what was it called? The Angry Birds one was set up to. I'm just going to drop this back to free aspect for now, because I'll decide the screen size later. Again, I'll get rid of the services, because I don't need these just yet. The inspector can stay there, the project can stay there, hierarchy can stay there. And as a matter of fact, probably should have kept that open, because I don't remember where it is now. Game projects and idle business. So I've also made a version of it in Construct 2. I'm working on that as well. So got a few other assets, but we just want this one for now. So just drop this in here, let it import. I'll set this up as 2D as well, so it's it'll bring it in as a sprite 2D. I hope it's a JPEG image. I normally use PNGs, but since it's a full image, I'm only using this as sort of a background reference, and I will use the different pieces that I've got set up as well when I come to build the design part of it properly. So I'll drop this in. So it's still sprite 2D, that's fine, yep. Super duper. So what I want to do first and foremost is drag in this, see the size of it. It's pretty massive and we don't want that. So you can obviously always scale it. Well, you can see maximize and play. It's pretty big. You can see here as well, that's what your screen size will be. Can put it to like 1610 or something. So like I said, it's pretty massive. I do know the asset sizes are really ridiculously huge. I didn't make the assets, someone made them for me. But you can see down here in the inspector you've got 2048 by 1299. So I do know that just doubling it won't be enough. I'm just going to try and triple. This is the pixels per unit I'm talking about. That's probably a good idea if I mention that. I'll just click apply, see if I can shrink it a bit, see how that works out. taking a bit because it's quite a big image. Yeah, that's one thing I should probably mention as well. When it comes to making your games and you've got someone, let's say they use Photoshop or something, I know a lot of people have a tendency, see, it's almost there, they have a tendency to, what's it called, make assets like a really big size and then they just forget to scale them. So you see it's kind of right, so I'll just pull it in a bit. I reckon that'll do. It's not absolutely perfect, but like I say, it's just really for reference, just to serve as a background. If you guys are following me on Patreon, I'll be putting a post about about the image I've done, just to sort of give myself an idea. It's really ridiculous. All I've got prepared for this at the moment, I normally have some notes, but I've actually just like got a pen and paper, just sort of scribbled. I drew some boxes where I want them and just did a squiggly line. It's a really terrible reference image, but it does its job. So that's the BKG, that's the background, I suppose that's what she called it. This woman that did it. So first and foremost now, before anything else, I'm going to save the scene because I usually always forget to save the scene. So I'll create a new folder, _scenes, open the folder, that would help. And then let's do main game scene. So main game, or just main. Don't need main game, I'm not doing more than one game. In the projects, I'm also going to create a folder and just call it sprites. This image that I've imported now, I will be taking it out and swapping it around for the other images. But the way it's been set up as well, and she's exported it all as layers, so I may have this box of strawberries. It'll be in this position, but it'll be the exact same size as the rest of the images. So it's set up, I wouldn't say poorly, but it wasn't set up the best. So before I do that, obviously what I consider, I've done 300 pixels per unit, so that's shrunk it a bit. And then the scale there is 0.79, 0.8, 0.8. So it's worth sort of remembering that. So we'll basically say it's 0.8 on all three, because when I import everything else, like I said, everything will be in the same position, but I have to make sure it's scaled the same. So next, I want to add in a UI. I'm just going to drop in a canvas for now, and then there we go. So I'll just bring the canvas as my main point of view, because we're going to use the UI system to pretty much completely run this game. So although I've got the game screen down here, you'll see down here when I start adding, like, use buttons. I'll change the buttons later on so they look better, but for now we're just going to have blank white buttons. So let's just think of one. I want 3 on the left, 2 on the right. Well done, 3 on the left. I'll decide as we go along, I'm not totally certain. I'll just do 1 for now then. So this button will be our click button, and we'll have this in the middle. So in my example, I would click on the farmer. Like I said, I'm doing this a bit differently. So for everything, I just want to set it completely to the middle and change the width can be 160. That's about fine for now. I'll change it up a bit as we do. Maybe I'll change the width a bit. The height, what should we do? Height for 50 perhaps? Maybe change the width to 130. 130. Okay, so this is my click button. Probably don't need to put button, or just delete so it's closed. So on the button as well, you always get a text element. And I don't really change the name of it, but for now I'll just call it click. Oh, don't want to do that. As for the font size, stuff like that, we don't really need to do anything. Do best fit. Automatically change the font. That'll do for now. Like I said, we're basically using placeholders now just for the setup, and we'll change it all later. So I want the click button. I haven't got anything to add in just yet. So as well for the canvas, I'm going to have a text at the top. So I'll go right click and go to UI and add a text. And this one, change the anchor point to top. And then we will also change the actual text itself. For now, I was going to go with crops, but we'll actually go with coins. And then we'll do that. Make sure we do best fit, align it in the middle. In fact, we want to align it to the left, to be fair. We'll keep saving as we go along. So I'm going to add in, like I said, we're going to have, let's say, something where you get more. Well, you get this one. More coins per click. So I'll have the per click on this side and automatic seconds on this side. So change the width to this as well to be 130. Make sure it's still aligned. Yep, align this in. That's fine. So I'm doing it like that, so it stays in the center like that, regardless. I mean, I won't play it on anything that size, but I'll probably change the color. Change the color maybe. I don't know. Maybe that color works. I don't know. She's got a bit of the background of pink and something, so maybe green. I'm not sure. We'll mess around with colours as we see fit. That'll do for now. Like I said, we'll do a proper design afterwards. So this one, the text, I'll change the name of it to our coin counter. So we'll now add another button, and we'll just sort of duplicate this button afterwards. So I'm going to align this in this size, change the width to maybe 80, height to 50. Maybe that's too much. I'm not too sure. So I'll change this again now so it's a bit smaller. Because if you imagine, oh, I want to do that. I'll pull this up. So see, as you pull it up now, I'll just save it and click maximize. What I want to consider is obviously the size. I'll do the anchor points to try and keep it. It's the same scale. Because now that button is tiny, so we'll adjust that as we come to properly make it and everything. But for now, let's say what to. For now, we'll just use 3. Oh dear, don't do that. Sorry. My bad. Okay, so I'm just going to grab this one, drop it down to here, for the next one to drop it just below. And then we will, let's see, 1, 2. So we'll do about 3 on the other side as well. So another 1, 2, and 3. 3. I'll just drop this along. Well, actually, I'll just position it on the top right. And then drop the next one. Drop it down. And then the next one, we'll drop it down. As well, with the buttons, I'm using this option. I don't know what it's called really, but it's like the vertexy, scaly type thing. And as you may notice, you can sort of use automatically snap it or attach it there. It will point out where it's in the middle there. Go down, it's in the middle, sort of thing like that. I feel that's really handy in this sort of situation. And so I want to now duplicate for 2 more buttons. Just grab them both. And these ones I will set to the bottom middle. And then just pick any one there. And grab this up here. So as you can see at the moment, it's not the best laid out situation because as you can see the size changes. So what I want to do is sort of pick a decent size, a decent screen size that I want, and then I'll set up the rectangle anchor. So imagine, let's think, do we do this right now? Right, we'll do that a little bit afterwards. So I want to make sure I don't mix up any buttons now. So on the left hand side, we'll call these upgrades and call these items. So our upgrades will upgrade our clicks, and the items will be extra things to sell. So we can use the items as fruit, and I don't know, the more clicks could be money multipliers, more staff, extra sales, I don't know, stuff like that. So we'll come up with it as we go along. So button here, we'll just call this upgrade 1 until we've got a name for it. So in between a few recordings, I'll probably come up with some ideas. Upgrade 2. Now I've got this in a specific order, but as I click on them I want to make sure I am clicking them this way. Upgrade 2. No, don't do that. Upgrade 3. So as I'm going to do it as well, I've got some script ideas where you'll basically you fill in some information yourself, and then you press play and it'll automatically update it to tell you that it costs, like the price could be 10, the item name could be, like I said, could be fire sale, so it'll tell you the name, tell you the cost, tell me how many you've got, or what the perk will do. So to say, this will increase your click by so much. We'll script to do things like that. So we're going to button 3 here, and this is item 1. Then the next one is item 2. Ooh, what we do? Won't do that. Click on button 5. That's be item 3. So what we've got now, so the top one, so these two at the bottom here, these are going to show how many clicks per second and how many well, no, not how many clicks per second, how many coins per click and how many coins per second. So the top one, we'll call this coin per sec, and this one we'll call coin, in fact no, we'll make this one the coin per sec. I had to write that, I'm sorry. For this one we'll call click. So as well, for sizes as well, we may want to put these two to be 30 in size. So then we'll go down to this one and just try to align it down. We'll click on our coin per click and align it here, so it's just above it again. Like I said, we'll adjust sizes and set up an anchor so it keeps that size when you scale it afterwards. We'll pick that. Let's think what we've got. So we've got some items, we've got the click button and this. So the next thing we want to do really be making some scripts. As well, like I said, we're using the white buttons. We will change this later on, so we use our own different sprites. I've got an idea for some stuff to use. Let's see if I can show you. In here, the fruit stall. So maybe something like this to pop up to say that's it, or where is it now? I just seen it, just saw it. Something like that to pop up. That could be where you click them from. Stuff like that. That's a JPEG, so I want the transparent one, which is in here somewhere, like that. I've got other boxes that I'm going to use, so you can just change the scene a bit. I have some boxes piled up here. So although this is one image now, I've got all the stuff separate so I can choose where it goes. Because I mean, you can't really visually see it very well. Could very well just change this click button to be the farmer sprite and then have it stood here or stood here, stuff like that. So I could change it to be clicking on the farmer. But for now, that will be basically the introduction. So I hope you understand the goal of what we're trying to make. And this is the quick setup here. So all we've done really is we've added 9 buttons. None of them have got any functions, and we've added a text and we just wrote the coin. And again, that's not even got a function. There's no scripting done just yet, as you probably noticed. We haven't opened a script. So if you are trying to follow along, you don't need to worry about assets because the main thing to focus on will be the buttons. It'll only be in later videos when I start adding in some assets and say, right, this is what I've got, this is what I'm using, blah blah blah. And the majority assets I use can be found on opengameart.org. But when I've got my own assets that I'm using, like that I own, I'll be setting those up with the Patreon. I've got one of the rewards to be access to the project files, and within that will include art assets, just in case you want to use them yourself. Because the majority of games that I make myself, just for tutorial purposes, probably won't make it to an asset, a Play Store or anything like that. Oh, probably could. I'm just trying to push out tutorials, show you guys how to do it. Yeah, that's it really. So that's it for this video. The next one should be up pretty quickly because I'm going to try and continue working on this today, get a few videos done. So possibly you'll have maybe 5 videos to start with maybe 3 videos, I don't know. Depends how well I do today. So yeah, if you like this video so far, not a lot's happened, but still give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it the thumbs down. Drop me some comments, give me some feedback, what you think. Do you think this series would be a good idea? Is there enough of these? Is there too many of these, should I say? Have you got suggestions for what games you want to see more of? Have you got your own game idea that you want to learn how to make? Let me know, and subscribe. Press that subscribe button. I'll see you in a bit, guys.